What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin turn on YouTube shit. Hey man, we are Let turn. Today's motherfucking day. Checking outside, big crip in the gang chilling outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia, do your thing, and Texas, stand the fuck up. Each day is a new day, be a better version of yourself. Never let someone bring you down, I'll stay back. Never let someone tell you who you are, but also never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Let's stay humble. It's your revolution on the movement. Keep Yahweh first. Coming to the Black Kid Rivers like as a real Jew. We out you. Alright, boom. Today, to motherfucking day. Chilling outside, big crip in the gang chilling outside shit, man. Gang, go. Turn up. Bruh. So y'all know this trials about the rap murders and stuff have been going crazy type shit. You dig what I'm saying? And you know, I have been watching these trials and stuff, man. A lot of stuff has been crazy. You know, we won a couple of trials with like Young Thug and you know a few more other trials we've been watching. We seen win. But the thing about this one is, man, a lot of people, man, the main person is gone. Foolio. We got the Foolio trial. I heard she already got sentenced. You know what I'm saying? I heard she already got found guilty of first-degree murder, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? She really did not like Foolio at all. She wanted that dude gone. And you can kind of tell in this trial, she really didn't get no fucks. And she was really mad that people really love Foolio after everything, I guess, that happened in that war. But, yeah, so we're going to look into her friends on stand. The person who helped her boyfriend mom get on stand, she get on stand. So like I said, man, I hope y'all enjoy this video, man. Shout out to the people in this video, man, like content creators. Let's get into it. Alright, gang. So we got Trap Talk. Shout out to Trap Talk. Maybe we got Foolio cousin couldn't stop crying, describing the Foolio's last. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it, man.
Everything I saw Foolio laid out. I thought it was a car until I looked up, saw the bullet holes, and I saw Jacob and blood yelling.
Tears filled the courtroom as Foolio's cousin took the stand, struggling to describe those final haunting moments. His voice broke
But
as
this
he
is
revealed
crazy.
what Foolio said before he collapsed, words that silenced everyone in the room, but it was what he confessed next that left even the judge frozen in disbelief. The heartbreaking testimony. The courtroom fell into a heavy, suffocating silence on October 22nd, 2025. A silence so profound that you could hear the collective breath of every single person present being held in anticipation. This wasn't just another day in the Hillsborough County Courthouse in Tampa, Florida. This was a day that would be etched into the memories of everyone who witnessed it. A day when raw emotion collided with the cold, hard facts of a murder case that had captured national attention and sparked conversations about gang violence, drill rap culture, and the devastating consequences of a feud that had been raging for over a decade in the streets of Jacksonville, Florida. The witness on the stand was Valandia Norris, the cousin of slain rapper Joolio, whose real name was Charles Andrew Jones II. Norris wasn't just any witness in this trial. He was one of the survivors, one of the people who had been sitting in that black Dodge Charger on June 23rd, 2024, when masked gunmen emerged from the darkness of a Tampa hotel parking lot and unleashed what prosecutors would later describe as a hellish onslaught of gunfire. He was someone who had seen his cousin, his family member, his friends in those final chaotic, terrifying moments. And now, more than a year later, he was being asked to relive every single second of that nightmare in front of a jury, in front of cameras, in front of the world. As Norris began to speak, his voice trembling with the weight of memories he had probably tried so hard to suppress, it became immediately clear that this testimony was going to be different. This wasn't going to be a clinical, detached recounting of events. This was going to be raw. This was going to be painful. This was going to be real. Norris described being in the Dodge Charger with Foolio and others after a night of partying, a night that should have been filled with celebration for Foolio's 26th birthday, but instead became the night that would claim his life.
So you fell asleep after that, after he came back to the car, or you started dozing?
Yes.
Okay.
But she looked pissed off now. Everybody saying she was laughing
Do
and
you
shit.
remember being woken up
Goofy
at
ass.
some point, or woke up?
Yes. When the car hits, I don't remember exactly what it hit, but the car hit something that woke me up.
The confusion in those first few seconds must have been overwhelming. Imagine being jolted awake, your mind foggy with sleep, and the first thing you process is that something is terribly, horribly wrong. Norris testified that he initially thought there had been a car accident. That's what his brain tried to make sense of in those initial milliseconds. A crash, an impact, something explainable. But then, reality crashed down on him with the force of a freight train. As his eyes adjusted and his mind cleared, he saw something that would shatter any hope that this was just a simple accident. But Norris couldn't even process what had happened to his cousin in that moment because there was more horror to take in. When he looked up, expecting perhaps to see the crumpled metal of another vehicle or the aftermath of a collision, he instead saw bullet holes, not just one or two, but evidence of a sustained attack, a barrage of gunfire that had turned their vehicle into something that looked more like a war zone than a car. The reality of what had actually happened began to sink in with terrifying clarity. This wasn't an accident. This was an ambush. This was an execution. This was a coordinated attack that had been planned, that had been waiting for them, that had been designed to kill. And then there was Zake Edwards, the driver, another one of the survivors of this horrific attack. Norris described seeing him covered in blood, yelling.
Xavier Edwards?
Yes.
You saw him covered in blood?
Yes.
All right, so let me talk to you about Xavier Edwards. I don't know if we talked about him yet. So Xavier Edwards was also there at the clubs with you all?
Yes.
And he was driving the Dodge Charger coming from the clubs to the hotel?
Yes.
The blood that covered him, the sheer panic of the moment, all of it painted a picture of absolute terror. Edwards, who had been shot in the arm and shoulder, was somehow still conscious, still trying to process what had happened, still trying to survive.
Is he saying anything at that point?
Yes, he was yelling.
What was he yelling? And you can say exactly what he said.
Yes, he was like yelling like, "Fuck this shit."
As the prosecutor continued to question him, asking him to describe his own injuries, the full scope of what had happened to everyone in that vehicle began to emerge. Norris explained a detail that would prove to be crucial in understanding just how close he came to death himself, just how random and indiscriminate the violence had been. The randomness of it all, the way bullets tear through metal and flesh without discrimination, without mercy, without any regard for who they hit or where. It's a terrifying reminder of just how chaotic and uncontrollable these situations are.
I wonder why she was like the main suspect. What she do? She gave up the car, right? She let him use the car.
Bullet found him, tearing through his arm near his shoulder. When the prosecutor asked if he still had a scar from that gunshot wound, his simple, quiet yes spoke volumes. That scar isn't just a physical reminder of what happened that night. It's a permanent mark, a constant visual trigger that probably takes him back to that parking lot, to that car, to those moments of sheer terror every single time he looks at it, every time he takes off his shirt, every time someone asks about it. He's transported back to that night. The prosecutor asked, "Are those photographs of you in the hospital?" And that question, combined with having to confront those images of himself in his most vulnerable state, proved to be too much. Norris broke down in tears, the emotion that he had been trying so hard to contain throughout his testimony finally overwhelming him completely. The dam that he had built to hold back the flood of trauma, grief, and pain finally burst. And in that courtroom, in front of all those people, Volandia Norris couldn't hold it together anymore. The judge, recognizing that the witness needed a moment, needed time to compose himself, needed space to process the trauma that was being relived in that courtroom, made the compassionate decision to call a brief recess. The jury was temporarily removed from the courtroom, giving Norris the privacy and time he needed to collect himself, to wipe away his tears, to try to rebuild the emotional walls that had just crumbled. In those moments, as he sat there with tissues nearby, trying to compose himself, trying to prepare to continue his testimony, Volandia Norris embodied the human cost of gang violence. He wasn't just a witness providing testimony. He was a young man who had watched watched his cousin die, who had nearly died himself, who carried both physical and emotional scars that would last a lifetime. The events that Norris described didn't happen in isolation. They were the culmination of years of escalating violence, of a gang war that had claimed dozens of lives, of a feud that had been amplified and immortalized through drill rap music and social media. To truly understand the weight of what happened that night and why Norris's testimony was so devastating, we need to understand the context of Joolio Foolio's life and the gang rivalry that ultimately led to his death. Let's rewind and see what actually happened back in 2023. The coordinated ambush. The events of June 23, 2024 began long before the first shots were fired in that Tampa hotel parking lot. This wasn't a random act of violence or a crime of opportunity. This was a carefully planned, meticulously coordinated ambush that prosecutors would describe as demonstrating violence of action and tactical precision. Understanding what happened that night requires understanding not just the shooting itself, but the hours of surveillance, coordination, and planning that led up to it. The surveillance footage shown in court painted a picture of the final hours of Foolio's life with haunting clarity. There he was, arriving at the Home 2 Suites Hotel in Tampa around 4:30 in the morning, wearing a red stocking cap, pulling up his shorts, walking into the hotel to inquire about a room. He had been out celebrating his 26th birthday, hitting up clubs, performing, living his life. He had tried to make a reservation at the hotel, but because they had arrived so late, his original reservation had been given away. So there he was, trying to figure out accommodations, completely unaware that his movements were being watched, that his location was being tracked, that his time was running out. The video sped up slightly, showing the passage of time.
I think he already knew, to be honest, because like
a vehicle entering the frame. The prosecutor's narration was chilling in its matter-of-factness. That car entering right there, that's the assault team. The assault team, not a random car, not someone who happened to be in the area. The assault team, a group of individuals who had traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa with one purpose, to kill Joolio Foolio. The tactical awareness displayed by the shooters was evident in how they moved. They went northbound around the north side of the hotel, deliberately avoiding driving near Foolio and his friends. They were being careful, strategic, waiting for the right moment to strike. This wasn't a heat-of-the-moment decision or a crime driven by sudden rage. This was calculated, planned, methodical. As the footage continued, another vehicle appeared, a Nissan Altima that was part of Foolio's entourage. The driver, Taffa McCrae, and his girlfriend, Aaliyah Albritton, got out and went into the lobby to use the restroom. These were just normal people doing normal things, completely unaware of the danger that was closing in around them. What they didn't realize was that when Taffa got out of the driver's seat, Camilla Bentley, another friend of Foolio's, slid into the driver's seat. She would end up being one of the survivors of the shooting, taking a bullet through her arm while sitting in that car. The tension in the courtroom must have been unbearable as the prosecutor narrated what was about to happen. And now we're mere seconds away from the attack on the Charger. That's all that separated Foolio from life and death. That's all the time he had left, though he didn't know it. The video showed the Chevy Cruze, part of the assault team's convoy, moving into position. The footage captured the moment when the shooting began. In the lower left of the frame, you could see one of the shooters with an automatic Glock. The video showed Xavier Edwards, the driver of Foolio's Dodge Charger, desperately trying to get them out of harm's way. He was trying to save them, trying to escape, trying to do anything to get away from the gunfire that was erupting around them. One of the most damning pieces of evidence came from an unexpected source, a Tesla that was parked at a charging station. The vehicle had its Sentry mode activated, which meant it was recording from multiple cameras around the car. This Tesla footage captured the third shooter running down behind a row of cars and taking up position by that yellow car. It showed, in high-definition clarity, exactly how the ambush was set up, how the shooters moved into position, how they created that deadly crossfire. The aftermath footage showed the Charger at the Tampa Police Department impound lot. The vehicle was covered with yellow stickers, each one marking where a bullet had struck. The hood, the sides, the windshield, every surface bore evidence of the sustained attack. This wasn't a couple of shots fired in the heat of the moment. This was dozens of rounds fired with the intent to kill everyone inside that vehicle. The prosecutor's closing remarks on the footage were chilling in their clinical assessment of the tactical execution of the ambush. The gunman acted with suddenness, speed, and fury, and overwhelming firepower. Not one shooter, not two, but three. They used high-powered AR-style rifles and a fully automatic Glock 19. The phrase the prosecutor used, not fire superiority, but fire supremacy, underscored the one-sided nature of the attack. Foolio and his friends never had a chance. The question that naturally arises is, how did law enforcement identify and apprehend the suspects in this case? The answer reveals just how difficult it has become in the modern age to commit commit a crime and get away with it, especially a crime of this magnitude. DJ Academics, in discussing the case, highlighted the reality of modern crime investigation. You got the Teslas that are acting like sentries with 360 camera. It's the clearest camera ever, 4K. That Tesla footage proved to be one of the most valuable pieces of evidence in the case, capturing the shooter's movements in crystal clear 4K resolution. But the Tesla footage was just the beginning. The suspects were caught through a combination of modern surveillance technology, ring camera footage from their own homes, showing them leaving and returning, cell phone tower data, even though one of the suspects thought he was being smart by leaving his phone at home. Investigators subpoenaed the phone records of the other suspects, showing their phones traveling from Jacksonville to Tampa and pinging near the crime scene. Alicia Andrews, one of the spotters, started cooperating with investigators early on, claiming she was just on a ride with her boyfriend and wasn't aware of the plot. License plate readers captured the vehicles traveling to and from Tampa. One of the suspects used his mother's car, and when questioned, she confirmed that her son had the vehicle that night. Perhaps most damning ballistics evidence connected one of the shooters, 18-year-old Sean Gathright, to another shooting. The bullet casings and barrel markings matched. This teenager, who just 5 years earlier had been a seemingly innocent 12-year-old kid playing video games with streamers, had become what investigators described as a stone-cold killer. The evidence against the suspects was overwhelming. Investigators had footage from inside and outside the hotel. They subpoenaed Cash App records showing who paid for what. They knew that one suspect's car wasn't working properly and that another suspect had covered certain expenses. Every digital breadcrumb, every electronic transaction, every moment captured on camera, all of it came together to build an ironclad case against the five suspects. The 5 individuals arrested and charged in Foolio's murder represent different roles in the conspiracy. Alicia Andrews, 21, and Isaiah Chance Jr., 21. The spotters who tracked Foolio's movements and provided location intelligence. Sean Gathright, 18, Rashad Murphy, 30, and Davian Murphy, 27. The shooters who actually pulled the triggers and fired. The weapons that killed Foolio. The trial itself has been marked by heightened security concerns. The prosecution requested that certain witnesses, including victims and eyewitnesses, have their faces hidden from broadcast due to safety concerns. The specter of retaliation hangs heavy over the proceedings, a reminder that even as justice moves forward in the courtroom, the gang violence that spawned this case continues in the streets of Jacksonville. To truly understand how we arrived at that Tampa hotel parking lot on June 23rd, 2024, we need to understand the decade-long gang war that made Foolio's death not just possible, but almost inevitable. The cycle of violence, the feud between Foolio's KTA 6 block gang and the rival ATK 1200 gangs had been ongoing since the mid-2010s, claiming dozens of lives and destroying countless families. What started as personal beefs and minor disputes evolved into a full-scale war that played out not just in the streets, but on social media and in drill rap music videos that documented and glorified the violence. When rapper Boozy heard about Foolio's death, his reaction encapsulated the grim reality of gang warfare. I ain't think nothing, I just think y'all Foolio. I mean shit, that's how that go, man. When you at war, that's just how that go. There was an acceptance in his words, a resigned understanding that in this world, in this life, this is what happens. When you're at war, people die. It's not shocking, it's not unexpected. It's just the way it goes. Boozy's analysis cut to the heart of the strategic nature of gang violence. You just gotta try to protect your big dog because, they take the big dog. They cut the head off the roost. Foolio was the big dog for his side. He was the most visible, the most successful, the most prominent figure in his gang. Taking him out wasn't just about revenge for past slights. It was a strategic move designed to demoralize and destabilize his entire crew. One of the most troubling aspects
Crazy thing is, after the nigga got killed, they turned up and started taking everybody up. His
After
crew.
surviving previous attempts on his life, including being shot in the foot, you would think he would have been more careful, more paranoid, more security conscious. But instead, he was announcing his birthday party on Instagram, telling people to DM him for the address. When you're announcing your location publicly, you don't know who you're giving that information to. You don't know if one of those DMs is coming from someone who wants to celebrate with you or someone who wants to kill you. The aftermath of Foolio's death was marked by continued disrespect and provocation. Youngjin Ace, one of Foolio's main rivals, dropped a diss track just hours after the murder, then another one a few days later. Perhaps most bizarrely, Foolio's Instagram account kept posting after his death, with someone, presumably whoever had access to his account, continuing to respond to his rivals, posting as if he were still alive. It was a surreal, dystopian continuation of the beef, even beyond death. The role of music in this gang war cannot be overstated. Drill rap, a subgenre of hip-hop that originated in Chicago became the soundtrack and documentation of the Jacksonville gang conflict. Artists on both sides used their music to mock deceased rivals, brag about shootings, threaten enemies, and memorialize fallen friends. These weren't just artistic expressions, they were acts of psychological warfare, each new track escalating the tensions and making retaliation more likely. The most infamous example of this was Youngeen Ace's Who I Smoke, a track that sampled Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles and mocked deceased members of Foolio's crew. The song went massively viral, racking up tens of millions of views, and brought national attention to the Jacksonville gang war. But it wasn't just entertainment, it was a taunt, a provocation, designed to inflict maximum psychological damage on Foolio and his associates. Foolio responded with his own tracks, including When I See You, which was filmed at the gravesites of his rivals. The back and forth continued for years, each side trying to outdo the other in terms of disrespect, each track potentially inspiring the next shooting, the next murder, the next act of retaliation. Looking back at Foolio's life, it's clear that violence was never far away. His early shooting at age 15, which he survived, should have been a wake-up call, but instead of steering him away from the streets, it pushed him deeper into that life. After spending 4 to 5 months learning to walk again following his gunshot wound, Foolio tried to return to school, but when he showed up to re-enroll, they turned him away, refusing to tell him why he couldn't come back. Denied access to education, feeling rejected by the system, Foolio made the decision to fully commit to street life, and I left, he recalled. In that moment, whatever chance he might have had to choose a different path vanished. From that point on, Foolio's life became a pattern of arrests and releases. He kept getting caught with guns, spending brief stints in juvenile detention, but always getting released quickly. It wasn't until he was 17 that he caught his first serious charge. The incident that led to that serious charge perfectly encapsulated the reckless bravado that characterized Foolio's teenage years. On Christmas, he and his friends went to a movie theater in Orange Park, Florida, and as they drove through the parking lot, they flashed guns out the window at everyone they passed. Not surprisingly, police spotted them, and after a brief 10-15 second chase through the parking lot, they were caught with 4 guns in the car. Even then, the consequences were minimal. Foolio, being the only juvenile in the car, spent about a month in juvenile detention before being released. He got lucky, he admitted. If he had caught one more gun charge, he would have been sent to a level 8 or level 10 program for a 1.5 to 2 years. But he didn't catch that next charge, at least not then, and so he remained on the streets. What's undeniable is that the combination of social media, streaming platforms, and drill rap has created a new dynamic in gang conflicts. Beefs that might have once stayed localized within specific neighborhoods now play out on a global stage, with millions of views, likes, and comments amplifying every taunt, every threat, every loss. The pressure to respond, to not appear weak, to avenge fallen friends becomes magnified when it's all happening in the public eye. Jacksonville law enforcement has been working to combat the violence through various means. Sheriff T.K. Waters has emphasized a proactive approach, targeting known gang members and trying to prevent violence before it occurs. The arrests in Foolio's case demonstrate law enforcement's ability to piece together evidence from multiple sources: surveillance footage, cell phone records, license plate readers, social media activity, ballistics evidence, to build comprehensive cases against suspects. The courtroom proceedings will continue. More witnesses will testify. More evidence will be presented. Eventually, a jury will deliberate and render verdicts. The legal system will do what it does: determine guilt or innocence, assign punishment, seek some measure of justice. This is the true cost of gang violence. Not just the bodies that fall, but the survivors who must carry the weight of what they've witnessed and experienced for the rest of their lives. As the trial continues and more details emerge, as justice slowly grinds forward through the legal system, it's worth remembering that this isn't just a story about rappers and gang beefs and viral diss tracks. It's a story about human beings, flawed, complicated, products of their environment and their choices, whose lives intersected on a June night in Tampa with devastating consequences. Volandia Norris couldn't stop crying in that courtroom because he was reliving the worst night of his life, because he was confronting images of himself at his most vulnerable, because he was remembering his cousin, who should still be here, who should have lived to see 27, 30, 40, and beyond, because no amount of time, no amount of distance, no amount of trying to move on can fully erase what happened. His tears were not just for Foolio, they were for all the fallen, for all the survivors, for all the families torn apart by this endless cycle of violence. They were a reminder that behind the headlines and the court proceedings and the music videos, there are real people experiencing real pain. And until we, as a society, figure out how to break this cycle, how to provide better alternatives for young people caught in these situations, how to address the root causes rather than just the symptoms, there will be more Volandia Norrises sitting in witness stands as they describe moments that will haunt them forever. What are your thoughts on Foolio's cousin's shocking testimony? Share them in the comments and click the cards on your screen for more untold stories stories
That shit
behind
crazy,
the
man.
headlines.
Shout out to
There's
Untapped Talk,
gotta
man.
be an easier way.
Shout out to Drill Time TV, man. You got Foolio Killer takes the stand and flips on ATK, man.
Just found out that the young lady may be taking a stand as well. So we're gonna see about that. About her. She's supposed to be taking a stand, so we'll see how that goes. Would that be a good idea?
In your course of your time as a gang detective, did you develop information as it relates to what ATK stands for?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had an opportunity to develop the potential members of that group in your time working up the ATK gang?
Yes.
As it relates to the term ATK, what does that stand for, if anything?
Based on my training experience, it stands for ACE's Top Killers.
And ACE's Top Killers, is there a meaning behind that? What does that mean, or what does that relate to?
The name ACE would be like the face or the head of ATK. His rapper name is Young and Ace.
Why does he then become the head of that group?
Based on my experience, he's the most influential. He's got the most views as far as his music.
ACE's Top Killers with a face of Ace. Is he the most influential or most followed person from that group?
Yes.
How is it that you're able to determine that he then becomes the most prominent member? What are you observing to make that determination?
It seems that based on the investigation,
After 6 days of testimony, Alicia's spirit is starting to diminish every time the state present the facts. And I believe she's starting to come to the conclusion that she's never coming home. And she'll never be a mother to the child that she birthed while incarcerated for the murder of Foolio. Unless she provide the state with substantial information that will help bring down the last piece standing on the chessboard. Young and Ace. Huh? Come again. Young and Ace. You know he ain't up to clear yet. They was trying to get him at the queso trial, but them boys said the only time they open up their mouth is when they sitting in a dentist chair. So, you know, he skated past that little fiasco. But the buck stopped here. This young lady painted the picture like, look here, I was pressured into this life, and if I ain't give him over the phone, you know, I could have ended up like Foolio too. So shit, I had to play it how it go. But you know, I see Ace name ringing in this trial, and if that's who y'all really want, you know, we can sit down and have a conversation. Because my own baby daddy coerced me to do this, and he told me if I didn't, me and the baby would be like Foolio. I'm ready to talk.
That's kind of crazy.
Can I talk to you? Because I wasn't raised like this. I got a loving family and a new baby. Look, I'm sorry for wasting the court time, and I know y'all don't make no promises, but just promise me I'm coming home. And I do whatever y'all tell me to do.
All right. Your boyfriend. Ruin your parents' works. So that's why don't say it. Listen, just listen, please. I'm begging you to listen. Okay? You have no idea how this process works. That's the only reason we've been laying it out, because these are the realities of how this process works. Okay? And I personally feel like you are a bad person. You have never stopped somebody. You have never stood over somebody and executed somebody. You have never pulled the trigger on a gun and killed somebody. So I think that there's still a chance to save you. Some of these other guys, there's no chance. There's no chance they're done. They're past that point. But I still think that there's something in you worth saving. The question is, do you want to save yourself?
You see how they ran that good cop, bad cop on her? If y'all been paying attention, that's why she been doing all that smirking in trial, because she literally know that she got an ace in the hole. No pun intended. Meanwhile, while Young and Ace leaving hints on the internet that he big dog, this might be bad timing for all that there. The state trying their best to put the pieces to the puzzle together in this trial, and they saying that everybody done crashed out.
Yeah, I heard that she got sentenced.
Ace's top killers.
I don't know, man. They give
wait, if Ace know how to read a room, he'd be watching this trial from a country with no international relationship to the United States.
Get him after
Because
this
he gotta know that ATK Rico uploading as we speak. Ace, you better run, gang.
Testify about Isaiah Chance's relationship with Young and Ace, Kenyatta Bullard.
I don't recall.
All right. Did you testify about whether Young and Ace paid or has paid for any legal fees for any of ATK's gang members?
Have I testified to that? I don't recall.
At the pre-trial detention hearing.
Hit that like button. Well, damn, they said he paying for murders, court fines, burials. Goddamn it, they trying to hit him with the Smirk special, Smurder for hire. Bruh, listen, man. You got to be plumb dumb if you telling these folks that you paying for lawyer fees. Say it ain't so.
All the nights when niggas was stressing about lawyers, when niggas was going at about lawyers, niggas was tweeting out stressing. What the fuck you nigga was? You niggas wanna know what? Niggas just be talking. What's wrong with you niggas, man? Niggas face, man. Talking about, man. What's wrong with you niggas, man? Talking about nothing, nigga. You call anybody, call them, nigga. Nobody ain't gonna step foot in front of me, nigga. What's wrong with you niggas, man? I ain't got no shit for no nigga. Niggas talking about, man. Ain't never played with me, boy. Nigga, get out and let out. Wrong with me, man. But I say go, nigga. Nobody can't say nothing different. Don't go against my words, nigga. Don't play with my mind. Respect it. Don't play with my mind, nigga. Respect it. Anything came in front of me, good was, come on. Don't play with me, man. No nigga. Could I ever come at me no type of way? Say anything crazy, nigga. Wrong with you nigga, man. Niggas be tweaking, man. Time niggas get buried, what niggas was, man. Man, ain't put up not $1, not a dollar, nigga. What you talking about, nigga? When a blame get put on somebody, I don't be put on you, nigga, man. That shit, they niggas look at me crazy, man. But I say go, nigga. I tell your ass jump, you better jump. Nigga ain't never second guess my move, nigga. If I'm making the move, I made it. You make the move. Chess, you niggas ain't on chessboard. You niggas ain't on chessboard. You niggas ain't no pawns. You niggas ain't no bishops. No knights, none of that. King, queen. Niggas ain't none of that, man. You niggas just be talking, man. This shit over with. Shit over. Over with, man. Niggas be bored and be trying to start a little beef with each other, man. That shit over. Niggas better get you some money. Get you some money. Niggas don't beat up, man. When it be time, man. You talking about niggas don't answer the phone. Niggas don't answer the phone like me. Niggas don't miss no phone calls. I don't give how big I get, nigga don't miss no phone calls, I don't miss no meals. But nigga tell you different, nigga lying. I don't miss no meals. Any nigga in jail need a meal. I ain't never missed a meal, nigga. I ain't never missed a meal. I ain't never missed a Christmas with the kids. I ain't never missed a school. I ain't never missed none of that for no nigga in jail. I ain't never missed no meal, nigga. Niggas brothers, niggas whatever, nigga. I ain't never missed no meal. Niggas say me, niggas speak highly, nigga. Anything in the bank, nigga. All the nights when niggas was stressing about lawyers, when niggas was going at about lawyers, niggas was tweeting out stressing. You niggas was, you niggas wanna know what, niggas just be talking. Fuck my.
What does drill rap mean? You just said the defense attorney, Foolio is one of the most infamous drill rappers in Jacksonville, right? Correct. He's not the only one, right? There are other famous drill rappers on the other side in Jacksonville, right? Correct, but he was the face for his side.
Alright, gang, hold
What
it down,
about
man.
Young and Ace? Is he the face of drill rap for ATK? That is, you can say that, yes. You know who Spinabenz is? I know of him, I don't know him personally. Heard some of the drill rap from Spinabenz, is that how you say it? Yes, I've heard the drill rap from all of them. Wappa with the Choppa? Yes. And that's all on the other side, right? 1200 or ATK, Ace's group, right? Correct. Just as bad as the drill rap from Charles Jones in this case? Correct. All about killing his members, 6 Block, right? Correct.
Instead of pleading the fifth, Alicia best friend telling it all. Time is running out for ATK as reality and desperation starts to sit in for Foolio's alleged killer, Alicia Andrew. In the beginning, the defense tried to paint the picture that ATK wasn't a gang and just a bunch of kids making music, and JSO, lead gang detective, has no concrete knowledge of the rivalry due to his inexperience. Defense also cited that the detective only been in the department for like a year and a half, and he never had any informants talking about ATK, and also the gang hierarchy chart that the state is using was created from a YouTube video.
So they got most of the evidence from a YouTube video? Is insane, nigga.
On behalf of the state to testify to the ATK is not a gang. The state witnesses that turned into informants for the state. Testify that ATK is not a gang, several of them. The detective needed to testify that
that boy Will Smith, man. He set her ass up for failure, low key.
Talking to him about ATK, everything he knows, most of what he knows comes from off of YouTube videos. The state has took over and discovered evidence of charts, organizational charts for these different gangs, ATK in particular. And in these charts, you see a hierarchy, you see a level of some sort of these different members and their names and their association with these gangs. The chart that the state turned over, the state used when we first put y'all attention here, is a chart that is taken from off of a YouTube video.
So the defense is claiming that a YouTuber by the name of Trap Lord Ross produced some state evidence in the form of organizational charts for different gangs and ATK in particular. And on these charts, you see a hierarchy with a level of some sort, with different members and their names associated with the gangs. Now the problem with this is the hierarchy wasn't factual based off of critical intel that he comprised as the head detective of JSO. He got it from a YouTube video.
I want to talk to you specifically about YouTube. Okay. And so you mentioned that you looked at, specifically in your investigation of this gang war, you've looked at, I'm sure, many YouTube videos, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Not just music videos, right?
Yes, I would say it's a mixture, but general music videos are the most common.
Okay. You also would look at like documentary style videos as well.
To a certain extent, yes, ma'am.
And in your review of those videos, sometimes you might find useful information, but you also find that not all the information is accurate, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, even though not all the information is accurate, you have been able to take some of that information and use it.
As long as it's corroborated by other evidence, yes.
Okay. And in fact, you've even used some information you've gathered from YouTube videos and testimony, and sworn testimony related to this case.
Yes.
Okay. Particularly a different chart, gang chart that you captured from a YouTube video. Is that accurate?
I personally did not capture it, but I have seen it, yes.
And you've used it in sworn testimony before.
I guess you could say that.
Okay. And that was from a video from a gentleman by the name of Trap Lord Ross. That sounds familiar?
I'm not sure who it was from. It was given to me. Like I said, I did not personally make that chart. I've seen it, but I'm not sure who it was from.
Okay. You are familiar with that gentleman, though, right? Trap Lord Ross.
I don't know who that is.
You've never... overrule the objection. He said he doesn't know who that is. So, okay. You've seen some of the hours-long documentary videos that sort of try to break down the gangs in Jacksonville.
I've seen a few.
And those videos have like millions of views.
Potentially, I'm not sure how many views they have.
Okay, a lot of views. You agree with that?
I'm not sure how many views they have.
Potentially thousands of comments, a lot of comments.
I'm not sure about the comments either.
Okay. You would agree
Damn,
with me that
Trap Lord Ross, you pussy.
in your investigations that you sometimes go through the comments in these videos.
This motherfucker all the way in Britain, bitch.
The video itself.
Stand niggas up in all the way up in
What is an
America.
example of a video where you see information about the gang and you would not go through the comments?
Generally, it just depends on what occurs in the videos. The comments are worthy. A lot of times the comments are just trolling, so it's kind of a waste of time to scroll through all the comments.
And how would you know if the comments are trolling unless you go through them?
Well, I don't go through all of them. I've listened to them on some videos, but not all videos.
Okay, so it sounds like what you're saying is you might start to go through them, and then if you don't see anything useful, you move on.
Yeah, depending on the video.
Okay. And that's not just for the documentary style videos, it's also for the videos where there's music videos.
Yes.
And that's also going to be for videos that are posted on social media.
Sometimes.
Or pictures or any sort of post that's posted on social media.
Yeah, sometimes.
And these social media posts and YouTube videos and other information that's posted on the internet, in those comments are going to be people that are talking about what occurred or their opinions of those things, right?
Sometimes.
And this is stuff that's just open to the public.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So it could be people from Jacksonville commenting on this stuff.
Could be.
And I'm sure you've probably seen people from other cities or even other states commenting on this stuff.
Yeah, the usernames I'm not really familiar where they're from.
Understood, but you wouldn't dispute me that there's no, it's not specified to Jacksonville. You don't have to be from Jacksonville to comment on this stuff, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
For all the fans that didn't believe that the feds or the law enforcement in general didn't be using YouTube videos and comments people making on Reddit and social media, hey, that's a reality check and goes to show that you are completely wrong. Given the fact that the gang detective assigned to ATK was fairly new to the department and haven't gathered any intel on the alleged participants, that was one hell of a alley-oop. The detective didn't even have to jump for that one. He slammed that motherfucker standing on his feet. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie, they be doing some self-snitching on themselves in these music videos and by the shit that they be posting on social media. And that's where the blogs come in, because basically we only reposting what y'all posting. And that's about as far as it go. But to go as far as finding gang member mugshots and cramming them together for some sort of police lineup to catch the attention of the right individuals. No, I ain't never seen that done in YouTube.
This motherfucker working for the
tried to
feds,
protect
nigga.
his source by saying he
Taking
didn't know
us
who
black
this
niggas out
YouTuber
the
was
paint,
because
nigga.
he knew he was playing a dangerous game.
As a generality, if someone gave information on a gang member, could that be dangerous to their lives? I would agree to that.
All right.
Let's get fiscal.
Hey, listen, Trap, man, I don't know what type of people you got in your corner, but just like they was telling Dirk to slide for Vine, and after he did, he was like, what a motherfucking loser, woo, woo, woo. Don't let the fans geek you up in your comments. You know how they'll be like, yeah, Trap exposed, go, go, go. But shit, if something happened to you, they gonna be like, man, dude, a goofy, man. We told him to be digging and prying in people's lives. See, man, it go both ways. I mean, even if that's what y'all calling content or whatever, such and such, man, just don't turn yourself into the entertainment, my guy. That's all I'm saying. And try not to take your job too seriously. And take off them track shoes, because they said you chasing. Even the no jumpers, the Vlads and academics and all them, they just interviewing people and reacting to content. They ain't going out their way to make police lineups and them shits right there. Me personally, I let them people do their job. Just like if you going in to McDonald's drive-thru and you see them crammed up on the cars lined up from back and forth, are you gonna jump through that drive-thru window and get the flipping burgers and shaking fries? No, you go sit back and watch how it play out, and after that you go get your food and get the fuck on and let them people do their job. I told you last time I was talking to you, man, sometimes you gotta save a little sauce. Even if you know everything, man, sometimes it's good to just hold something back. Don't tell them everything, man. Just shit like this happening. Poof. So just be mindful of what you putting out, man, and be careful. Don't ever cross that line. Yeah, man, just take into account that these are savage criminals. These ain't the sweethearts, as you say, from the UK that you be bumping into when you outside. I mean, this shit ain't funny, though, man.
Apparently the feds are literally Apparently I'm a rung above the feds now. Alright, I can't believe what I'm seeing, people. I've just gone online. I've gone on the timeline and I've seen Remo from No Jumper has posted a clip that's apparently from the actual news saying that the feds or the cops or whoever's operating the police operations in Jacksonville looking into the murder of Foolio have created a matrix listing exactly who is involved in the murder of Foolio and the adjacent and arrival of the ATK and 1200 in Jacksonville. I've had a look at this. The feds have not come up with this. That's my matrix from the Jacksonville's. That's mine. That's actually, I made that. I made that myself. Some members of this group have been known to represent under the S4C, Team Nietzsche, Bevel 5 or B5, Little Popper, Green Light, Little Leaky, and Shook. So, that's the ATK crew. So people calling me the feds. Apparently now I am the feds. Apparently the feds are literally...
This motherfucker looking into everybody.
Feds now.
Yep. This nigga create the beef, nigga.
And detective,
at this point,
he uses these videos to come up with his conclusions.
Yeah, but they saying Alicia Cook, man. We just don't know if she gonna be medium rare or well done. The state is placing Alicia Andrews as a lookout, while the shooters created a vortex in a concentrated area, funneling gunshots at Joolio Foolio. All the while he tried to evade the gunfire by jumping in the back seat, while bullets tore through his chest, ripping his aorta and shattering his heart. They even presented motive that she wanted Joolio Foolio dead and why.
And then the defendant then texts back to you, and this is January 21st of 2021, 8:39 a.m. Girl, I don't like Foolio. LMFAOOO, ugly ass bitch. He needs to die. SHIT, that was girlfriend, and then FUCK, that code, and SHIT, bitch, he shot me, and my friend died. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, I'm pointing out who did it. What's she saying there?
What the fuck is she writing down? Bitch looking like Doodle Bob, bitch. What is you writing down? Bitch, you're done. That was confusing me.
Well, she's referring to
this bitch writing down shit like she's like, oh, I'm finna calculate how many years I'm finna. Bitch, you're done.
Yeah, we're basically just gossiping.
I understand that, but
what the fuck? She really got a pen in her hand like she really doing some shit.
So far it's looking like the state established her in a coordinated and premeditated murder, and she told on herself through text messages. She also stated in the text message with her friend that the police had the wrong phone because she ditched the old one. The evidence is piling up and it's beginning to be overwhelming. Her defense made the state slip up and say that they still building the case on the other players.
You know about an individual named
damn, so I knew it was more people.
And he paid for the Airbnb in this case?
The Cash App records indicate that
she might be trying to appeal this shit in the future or something. I don't know.
$390 right before Mr. Isaiah Chance.
You know what I mean? They getting sent to jail and they trying to appeal it.
He was never arrested.
This investigation's still open.
It's still open?
In reference to any other involvement, specifically to Mr. J.
Whoa. Alright, okay.
Real TV got this shit down pat.
The fact that he paid for the Airbnb, that wasn't enough for an arrest warrant. Sorry.
The fact that he sent $390 on his own was not enough for an arrest warrant from Mr. J. Is he correct?
Was it enough for a search warrant?
I can't. Yeah, that's.
Stand the objection.
You know, Goofy.
You also know that Youngin Ace is the leader of the rival gang in this case, correct?
I don't know that he's a leader. I just know that he's a prominent rapper, figurehead.
But they trying to get these niggas out the paint, to be honest, bro. At the end of the day, man, you make some fame and clout, nigga. There's gonna be a lot of haters. That's a fact.
And he was never arrested.
That is correct.
There were no search warrants conducted on his phones.
There's no search warrants for Mr. Youngin Ace's phone. No.
Or on his iCloud.
I can only speak to the 5 defendants who participated in this murder in Tampa.
Well, so you're telling me you can't say whether you conducted a search warrant on Youngin Ace's iCloud?
I did not do a search warrant on Youngin Ace's iCloud.
left is to take the rat route and help the feds in this RICO case they
You think she
created.
gonna do it?
Foolio boy Kenny Caps took the
She
stand.
damn if she do, damn if she know, cause nigga, everybody know her now.
She
She gotta be on protective watch.
They seen him on camera.
Don't be in here laughing. Don't be in here laughing because it ain't nothing funny.
I know it's not funny, Mom. I'm sad. I'm not even laughing.
Don't be smiling with these people because it ain't nothing funny. Somebody's son is dead.
No, what I'm saying, I'm just how they look how they playing. They laughing, saying all type of stuff. Okay,
Don't laugh. You just
know how they is, Mom.
I don't care. Just if they ask you something, you answer the question.
That's it. That's what I told them. I would answer all questions, talking.
He said you in here cocky, you laughing, you know what more, you callous, you macho, all that kind of stuff. You can't be that. You can't be that in front of them. You can't give them that perception.
Stop talking.
So Kenny Cap took the stand on behalf of the state, man. It was crazy. They was asking him, like, why the ops never mention him in songs. Yeah, he said because he was well respected and he never told. And then next thing you know, they had him up there telling everything with his face hidden from the camera.
Damn.
I bet his ops gonna have a field day with that clip. But they overcooking Alicia to the point that the heat from the temperature reaching the other folks sitting back awaiting trial. Sean
that trial, nigga, I knew it. Damn.
That currently happened to be a gun enthusiast took the stand. And
they got her out the paint.
ARs with the brass catchers that was used in the murder were in fact hers. And she took Sean to the gun range from time to time, passing along her expertise. So Sean Ghter basically used his mom's guns and her car on the hit and switched it out with her mother, which is his grandma. Imagine doing the hit in your mama car with her guns, then coming home and switching the car with her mother, which is your grandmother. I ain't gonna lie. And that boy Sean, he fried as hell.
You know an individual named Sean Ghter, right?
Yes, that's my son.
You've known him his entire life?
Yes.
Did he live with you at any point in time?
Yes.
When did he stop living with you?
Prior to this incident, he lived with me pretty much the whole time, except for 1 year. He was in California with his dad.
Drill TV got this shit down pat, nigga.
Do you have a military background?
Hey, at least he ain't doing what motherfucking Trap Lord Ross doing. That motherfucker is a fed. Like, I see why they won't take his channel down, bitch. They getting all the info from that nigga, bitch.
I'm a 7th Award rifle expert with the rifle, and I also trained in 9mm Glock.
Okay. Do you own?
They gave this bitch first-degree murder, I think. That's crazy.
How many firearms do you own?
I own several. Do you want me to include the ones that were confiscated also?
Correct. So you can just list all of them, and then we can identify what was taken.
So I have a shotgun, a 30-06 rifle, a 45 revolver. And then I had 2 ARs that were taken, and another 9mm.
Damn,
I also
bitch.
have a 380, and then I have since replaced my ARs that were taken with another AR.
How many fucking guns she got, bitch? Like, she the gun factory.
So, including the 2 that were taken, you have about 9 or so?
Yes, about that.
And you had these firearms for how long?
The new AR and the SIG I just bought in the past couple months. The other weapons I've had mostly since between 2012 and 2015 when I was stationed in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
How long have you had 2 firearms that were taken from your house?
Those 2, I got those at a gun show in Jacksonville, North Carolina, so I would say 10, 11 years.
That nigga right beside her wasn't doing a damn thing. He knew she was cooked.
They were taken by
what the fuck is she writing down?
Was there a search warrant conducted at your home?
Yes,
like literally,
bitch. During that search warrant, did someone read the search warrant to you?
I wish I could see the paper she was writing on, bitch. I know it's just about the chicken scratch scribbles and shit. It couldn't have been no real shit on that motherfucker.
I know they told me I couldn't go in or anything.
So you weren't actually inside when the search was conducted?
No. We sit outside.
But the state ripped her apart in cross-examination.
How long have you lived in the residence that you are in now?
10 years.
Did you always keep a gun safe just like that with your firearms in it?
We bought the gun safe in, I want to say 2017 or 2018.
Brought this gun safe in 2017 or 2018?
Yes.
And you have a problem remembering the code to that gun safe?
Yes, because I can change it at any time. My ex-husband, when he was there, he used the code. But I can never remember the code. I don't like to keep the same code all the time. I change my front door code regularly. I can remember that because I come in and out every day.
Before you came to court here today, ma'am, to testify, did you have an opportunity to watch the trial and watch the other witnesses testify against the court's order?
No.
You did not watch this trial.
You said today?
Before you came here to testify today, had you watched the testimony of the other witnesses in this trial?
She look like that motherfucking that scientist off of
prior to being told I could not.
Crash Bandicoot with Dr. Evil and shit.
So all week last week?
Real talk.
What about this week at all?
Earlier this week. Yes.
And did you have an opportunity to report what you were watching and seeing and the updates from the trial to your son?
Yes.
And that's Sean Ghter, right?
Yes.
And that's the individual you said has a small group of friends?
Yes.
You said he doesn't really get into anything?
Yes.
Doesn't get involved in anything?
Yes.
You were relaying back literal names of witnesses, though, to your son, correct?
Yes.
And you said on direct examination that you do not know Alicia Andrews.
Correct.
Do you admit that you've communicated with Alicia Andrews since her arrest?
Yes, I did.
Several times?
Yes.
And you coordinated for Alicia Andrews to make contact with co-defendant Isaiah Chance on a telephone call?
I don't believe I did, no.
Who is Ariel Chance?
I don't know.
You wouldn't have written a message to Miss Andrews telling her to call Ariel at the time that they've agreed to so she could talk to her boyfriend or co-defendant, Isaiah Chance.
I know I sent her a message telling her that I supported her and I was praying for her because during the hearings I didn't see, maybe her parents weren't able to make it, and I felt sorry for her. She was facing, life in prison. So I sent her a supportive message. So, I know I definitely sent that.
Okay.
But so as far as other specifics, no, I can't recall.
Okay. All right. So you think she's facing a lot of time, and I've seen her parents, but you haven't.
Well, I'm talking about the previous hearings, the court hearings.
Okay. So you're
just the status reports and stuff.
You're just being supportive.
Yeah.
And you testified that your son doesn't have any access to the safe. Nobody in your house has access. Not your daughter, not your son.
Correct.
And you testified that your son is not in a gang, and you don't know anything about his wrongdoings as far as a gang is concerned.
Well, according to the Florida statute, I'm a gang associate.
Why is that? Is it because you're testifying?
Because according to the statute...
Stop. One at a time.
According to the Florida gang statute...
We don't need you to tell us what the statute says. I didn't ask what the statute says. I just want you to answer the questions. Okay? I just said, did you testify in direct examination that you don't know anything about your son being involved in a gang?
That's correct.
And he doesn't have any access to your firearms because you're in the military and you understand the need that he not have access?
I'm retired military, but yes.
If I could just finish the question, just because the court reporter is writing down what we're saying.
So she the son of, I guess, that girl's boyfriend.
You testified that he doesn't have access to the safe that you've had for 10 years.
Damn.
Okay. All right.
That nigga had to leave.
Did you speak to your son about what your testimony would be if you came to court to testify
that
on
nigga
behalf
had to
of Miss
leave,
Andrews?
bitch.
No, I don't believe so.
Ma'am, your testimony for certain is that you are the only person, or your ex-husband, both the adults in the house, are the only individuals with access to your guns.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she about to cook. Hold on.
Ma'am, you would agree that 2023 is within the last 10 years, isn't that correct?
Yes. Would you like to know what safe that's from?
Ma'am,
I'm sorry.
You just need to wait and answer the question that's asked, okay?
Okay.
This shit is getting crazy.
Ma'am, in 2023, did the device identified as belonging to Sean Ghter send you a message, OTW, to the spot? There was only $120 cash in the safe store pocket, so I grabbed that. Did he send you this message?
I can't recall the specifics, but yes, I guess it would.
1:15 on August 21st of 2023, did your device from an individual named Mom send your son a message that said, what's the code to the safe? Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
In 2016,
they put the number all on the phone,
2016,
online, nigga.
2023,
I'm gonna call that
did
shit.
you send your son a message indicating, hey, Shawnee,
I'm telling him to
at
call that bitch.
8:14 p.m.?
Come on, give me time to call it, bitch.
Did you send the message to your son that says, hey, Shawnee, at 8:14 p.m.?
It is possible. Yes.
Did you also send, I'm back at home for a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna
Does
call
he
it.
tell you that he's on his way over?
Yes.
Do you then ask him, what is the code to the safe?
Yes.
Does he respond to you with a code?
Yes.
Do you respond to him, I'm about to leave, I'll get off from you later?
Yes.
And again, never mind, just hold on to it for now, at about 8:43.
Yes.
5, 9, 3, 1. Does he say, do you want me to put it back in the box? Question mark, to you.
Try again. Yes.
Yeah, she didn't answer. She
And do
didn't
you
pick up the phone
respond,
for a young
no,
nigga.
just hold on to it, but be safe?
Damn, bitch. I got you, ho.
Well, damn. So moms let Sean get the firearms out of her safe. At least that's what they say.
I got you. They want to pick up the phone for me. All right, that's a bet.
Gang activity.
Yeah, bitch, she answering that damn phone, nigga. Fuck no.
Background.
That's probably actually ringing, nigga. She got that phone. She got it on.
Gutter's a shooter.
Yeah, you can cut that bitch
from the
off.
sideline like Bill Belichick. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. And do y'all think Alicia Andrews gonna get 100 years like Ply said? Or is she gonna flip on Ace and ATK and save herself? And
Look at her,
the
bro.
rest of the guys into the death penalty.
Unless she hate Foolio that much. Shout out to Drill TV, man, for real, for real.
Alright, we're back. So yeah, man, she already been found guilty. You know what I'm saying? And it's more people. And the crazy thing is, Trap Lord Ross. That motherfucker is the feds. Like straight up the feds. If you ever watch a Trap Lord Ross video, man, that nigga got every detail down fucking pat. That's the definition of doing your job too damn well. You know what I'm saying? I think these niggas be getting hired by the government to look into these cases, man, because they do their job a little bit too well. Like, ain't no damn way this nigga is like a main reason why Young and Ace and all the other, because Young and Ace might be getting hit with a RICO. Man, at this point, man, that nigga from Britain, bitch, London. He helping solve murder cases in America, bitch. Like, what the fuck going on? Man, but yeah, like I said, man, she cooked, man. She pregnant 3. She ain't gonna see that baby. That baby gonna have to get adopted, or unless the family of her people gonna have to take the kid, and maybe she get to see the kid like on the outside. But other than that, yeah, that baby gone. But hey, man, that's kind of crazy, man. You know, she was a big part of it, and the only thing I think she can do now is snitch to get some time released, or because she already been found guilty. So hey, crazy situation, man. Hood and outside, big crip and gang outside shit, man.
Hey, Dad, you know that when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. Even though this is instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.